When Darth Revan returned to power, he nearly destroyed the galaxy. After reclaiming his memories falsely modified by the Jedi and slaying his former apprentice, Revan began a relentless war against the Jedi Order and the Republic. Within a year, the Jedi had suffered major blow after major blow, and his infinite empire powered by the Star Forge waged a relentless war against the struggling Republic. For nearly 3 years, Revan and his Sith mercilessly slaughtered the Jedi until one day he vanished, leaving behind his armada. In the wake of his absence, a new Sith Order, believed to be led by the immortal warrior Darth Sion and the planet consumer Darth Nihilus, continued the purge of the once mighty Jedi Order. 2 years later, the Jedi were believed to be all but extinct, and the Sith seemingly stopped disappearing, leaving a weakened Republic to rebuild without the aid of the Jedi. On the edges of the Outer Rim, a lone Republic vessel carrying the alleged last Jedi Zek Vorn, who had been exiled years earlier, was en route to Telos. On its journey, the vessel came under fire from the Sith forces. Zek was rendered unconscious and moved to a small freighter, the Ebonhawk, by a mysterious woman, Kreia. This ship too came under attack and was guided to a nearby mining outpost, Paragus II, by the lone astromech droid T3M4. Aboard the station, Zek awoke to find the place abandoned, with clear signs of destruction. He met his elusive rescuer, Kreia, and discovered a prisoner, Atan Rand. Before the three of them could plan an escape, the Republic vessel initially carrying Zek docked at the station. The three of them boarded the vessel. Aboard, they found nothing but destruction. Something powerful had slain all the crew members. Before the trio could form another plan, they discovered they were not alone. The ship was crawling with Sith assassins, accompanying Darth Sion as he searched for Zek. Kreia seemingly sacrificed herself to stall Sion, and Zek and Atan headed for the Ebonhawk. On their way, they encountered T3, who helped them bypass security to reach the ship. Suddenly, the entire station came under attack from the Sith. The group rushed aboard the Ebonhawk to discover Kreia, who had somehow survived her fight with Sion, and headed for Telos. Aboard the Ebonhawk, Kreia explained to Zek she believed they had a force bond, which enabled Zek to feel her pain. Seemingly strong in the Force, Kreia offered to retrain Zek in the ways of the Force. When the ship docked at Telos on Citadel Station, the group were arrested, accused of destroying Paragus. By the time they were set free, the Ebonhawk appeared to have been stolen by a hooded woman. With the help of a security officer and the Ithorians, Zek was able to locate an old friend who had served him in the war, Bao-Dur. He helped them track the location of their ship to a remote part of Telos. Zek and company pursued the signal in a shuttle and arrived to discover a hidden Jedi Academy and an old former friend. Tempers and emotions flew during their heated talk, but eventually the two came to an agreement. Atris gave Zek his ship back, and he went in search for the few surviving masters in hiding. Atris dispatched one of her handmaidens to travel with them and keep an eye on Zek. Aboard the ship, Zek gathered his crew and agreed on a destination, Dantooine, to find Jedi Master Vrook Lamar. Across the galaxy, Sion dispatched his ruthless apprentice to take care of Zek. With the help of the planet's administrator, Zek traced Vrook's last sighting to the ruined Jedi Academy in the depths of the Enclave. Zek found a clue to the Master's location and discovered Sasha, a feisty Jedi Padawan and a fellow survivor of the Jedi Purge. She joined forces with Zek, and the two rescued Vrook from bounty hunters. Displeased with Zek's hasty rescue plan, Vrook explained how the mercenary group who had captured him were allied with the Sith, and an attack on the planet was imminent. The settlers of Dantooine came together with Zek's group to plan a defense against the coming battle. Adrian used contacts with the Republic to have a fleet sent to the planet. The Battle of Dantooine began. In the skies above, Adrian led Republic forces against the Sith. On the ground, Zek encountered the Sith presence led by Sion's apprentice. After a long and trying battle, and Zek surviving a trap set by Sion's apprentice, the Republic forces began to beat back the Sith, and Zek engaged in a deadly duel against the apprentice. Zek's anger gave him the power to defeat the apprentice, but thanks to Sasha's pleas, he spared his life. Unknown to him, the Dark Lord of the Sith, Nihilus, became aware of his actions and dispatched an apprentice of his own after him. The settlers of Dantooine rejoiced in their victory, but Zek knew his journey was far from over. Both Sasha and Adrian left, and Zek united the rest of the crew and departed in search for the lost masters. The crew of the Ebon Hawk next arrived on Nar Shaddaa, a colossal city of a planet wrought with scum and crime in search of their next master. After attracting the attention of the bounty hunter organization The Exchange, Zek was kidnapped and taken to their leader Goto. As Sasha arrived on the planet, the secretive, tough bounty hunter Mira offered to help them rescue Zek. As war began amongst the bounty hunters on Nar Shaddaa, in search for Zek, the crew obtained the location of Goto's vessel. Sasha led a boarding party and rescued Zek, destroying Goto's vessel. Mira helped Zek find Master Zez Kael, who agreed to meet him back on Dantooine when he had united the rest of the Masters. Before heading to Onderon, Zek returned to Citadel Station to meet with Adrian. After meeting the ignorant Admiral Victus and having a heated conversation with Sion's apprentice, Zek confronted Atton about a Twi'lek on Nar Shaddaa, who claimed he knew Atton. Atton stormed off, clearly hiding something. As Zek headed to the docking bay, he encountered Visus, Darth Nihilus's apprentice. She attacked him, but Zek was able to hold his own, taking her hostage. As the ship neared Onderon, they were attacked by a fighter squadron under orders from a Colonel Tobin. The ship was forced to land on Duxan, the moon where the Mandalorian Wars began. On the moon, Zek discovered a Mandalorian camp led by Mandalore himself, who helped him reach the city of Aziz on Onderon. In space above the planet, Darth Nihilus received news of Visus's failure and dispatched a second apprentice to take care of Zek. Zek met with Master Kavar, who had been in hiding as Queen Talia's bodyguard in a cantina on the planet. But before the two could properly talk, Nihilus's second apprentice arrived, forcing the group to flee. Kavar returned to the palace to protect the queen. Zek encountered the apprentice, and the two dueled in the streets. Besting her, Zek showed mercy and spared her. The group departed the moon, with Mandalore joining them, while they waited for Kavar to contact them. Only one master remained, hidden on the most dangerous world of them all. Korriban, homeworld of the Sith. Before landing, Zek and Sasha shared a moment of intimacy, finally admitting their feelings for one another. Unfortunately, time was not on their side, and the ship landed on the barren world. Master Vash's signal came from inside the abandoned Sith Academy itself. Zek ordered his crew to wait behind and entered the derelict building alone. Inside, Zek was met with hallucinations tormenting him with memories of his past. He eventually came across Master Vash, dead. Beginning to suspect a trap, Zek headed for the exit, only to find his route blocked by the feared Sith warrior, Sion. Sion launched into a vicious attack, with Zek barely keeping up. The Dark Lord of the Sith toyed with him as he began to lose his endurance. Sasha felt the Sith's presence and entered the academy to help Zek. In a noble sacrifice, Sasha saved Zek from the Lord of Pain's final blow, only to receive it herself. Zek watched in horror as her lifeless body fell to the floor. Seizing the moment, Zek ran and escaped the planet. Aboard the Ebon Hawk, Zek stood frozen in shock and pain. Dark forces began to move towards Citadel Station. Before anyone knew it, Nihilus's fleet exited hyperspace over the planet and began its invasion. In a desperate plea, Adrian attempted to contact Zek with the Lord of Hunger's vessel shadowing the planet, as he prepared to consume it. Despite his grief and doubt, all hope now lies with Zek Vorn, with an all-out war with the Sith ready to begin, and an old adversary preparing to reveal himself.